Alrighty, we're going to get kicked off here. I lost my earbud. I couldn't find it, and it was sitting underneath the microphone. But it's 8 o'clock, and we're going to get fired up here. It's absolutely wonderful to see everyone again tonight, as it is each and every Wednesday night. For all the new folks that are in the house this evening, and we have so many each and every week that are coming on board, my name is Kerry Miller, and I come to you live from our IAW studios in Northeast Texas. And it's always a pleasure to come to speak to you. First off, let me just say we've had several people join our YouTube channel. The best way to know when the trainings have been uploaded and know when everything is going and all the new videos are posted, we post those in our Instant App Wizard YouTube channel. And we wish you would join. That way, as soon as it's posted, you get an email. There is a YouTube video that was placed in the training section, exactly how to join a YouTube channel if you don't know how, and we invite you to do that. Also, if you would, go to our new Facebook page at facebook.com/Instant App Wizard and join our Facebook page. One thing I want to go ahead and tell you, we all know that this is the holiday season. Christmas is on Tuesday. So we will not have training on December the 26th. That is the day after Christmas. I'll be out of town spending the holidays with my family. And so we will not have training December the 26th, but we will return immediately the following week, the day after New Year's, on January the 2nd. And I always hate to miss a day, but this is a time of year when we'll all be with our families and doing what we do and getting together. So we look forward to seeing you after the first of the year. We have next week, and then we will have our week off from December the 26th. I had a guest that was going to come on tonight from California, and she was going to talk to us about meetups. And unfortunately, she had to cancel at the last minute. She is in some meetings, and she was unable to come on. We're going to reschedule her for another time. So I spent about an hour and a half with her on the phone, and she is really, I'll use the word the queen of meetups. She is so knowledgeable in the meet and greets and the meetings around town, and she uses meetup.com. Let me pull that over real quick if I could. I just want to show you that site. I want you to get familiar with it. Let me pull it up on the screen here. Meetup.com is a great site, and there are meetings of all different kinds. You can even start your own meet and greet on Meetup.com. There's a small annual fee involved to post them on here. But there are meetings of every kind. You can see even right here, Tyler Preppers. Now, I don't know exactly what that is, but that's a meetup in Tyler, Texas. Tyler, Texas is actually on about, an hour from me here. So, but meetups are a great way. I just want to share a story with you that she was going to share if she was on board this evening. And she was going to tell you about how she had gone to a meetup, and when you go to a meet and greet like that, you only have about 30 seconds because you're in there with all these business people and everybody's trying to share their story, trying to tell you what they're all about. And what she did was she went and got a $25 gift card, okay? And she had sent everybody to her mobile app site. And the first person whom she received that had signed up for her mobile app, she gave away that $25 gift card. It was an iTunes gift card. And she held the gift card up, and she had her phone there, and she said, as soon as she said that, you could see everybody signing up for her site. And, of course, she got the first email, and she gave the gift card away. But what a great way in 30 seconds to be able to share what you do, not only share what you do, but be so interactive in that way. Now, not only did she give away a gift card and everybody got to see what her mobile app was all about, but she just picked up 20 new people that she can market to. through her own control panel. What a very powerful thing to do. So I highly recommend, and I'm not going to share everything because I want her to come on board with us so that she can share with you her stories. But what a very powerful way to be able to go out. Meetup.com is just one of them. You can get with your local Chamber of Commerce and those different areas to find out about the meetups in your area, the business meetings and so forth, Lions Club, Rotary Club. Those places are always looking for people to come in and speak. So get on their speaking list. Go in and talk about the benefits of the mobile app. Go in and talk about the benefits of marketing through the systems that we have. And they are always looking for people to speak. So just a couple of tidbits for you to be able to go out and get to know some new people. Think about this. You're in there with other business people. You're in there with the very same business people that you're out trying to knock on their door. You're going to exchange business cards. You're going to exchange information. You may need something they have, and you definitely have something that they need. So go to the meetups, take a look at the meetups, and understand the meetups, exactly how they work. Go to meetup.com. It's a great place. Some meetups you have to pay a small fee to become a member of. A lot of the meetups on meetup.com are free. And I highly recommend that you go in there and you take a look at how to set up a meetup in your area for the mobile app industry. Businesses who are looking for mobile apps. There's a million different ways you can do that. But go to meetup.com, figure that out, and if you start doing it, let us know, and we'll promote the meetup here on the call there for others to be able to come and visit with. And so great opportunity. I wish she could have been here tonight. I know you would have loved listening to her speak. She's a very dynamic entrepreneur who is taking mobile app marketing to a new level. But we'll get her back on. Let's go ahead and roll through. We're going to go back into successful selling. We're going to finish that, our next section up tonight. But I just want to cover a few things from last week. And one of the things we talked about last week is confidence. I want you to put this in your mind. This is Carrie saying, this is from my heart, what I feel like successful selling is. It's taking a product or service that has the benefits necessary to fulfill the needs of your prospect and then showing the prospect that the benefits far outweigh the cost. I want you to remember that word tonight. I want you to remember that word, benefits. You're not out selling mobile apps. You're not out selling a marketing platform. You're not out selling reputation management. You're not out selling Foursquare. You're not out selling Facebook. You're not out selling Twitter. You're out selling the benefits of what each one of those programs can do to help your client get what they need, which is more traffic, more income, better life, on and on and on and on. You have to look at the benefits of every single thing you do. That's extremely important. But anytime you go buy something, and I'll use a mattress for example. For years and years and years, I could not afford a good mattress. Good mattresses are very expensive, upwards to several $1,000s for a mattress. I actually was at a place the other day, and I just wanted to feel like I wanted to see what it felt like to lay on a mattress that was about $22,000. And let me tell you, the benefits from that mattress was phenomenal. But when you go and buy a mattress, you just don't go and buy a mattress. You buy a good night's sleep. You buy comfort. You buy something that's going to make you feel good when you lay on it. You want to buy something that gives you a good feeling when you wake up in the morning because you're well rested. You see, you didn't buy a mattress. You bought the benefits of what that mattress can do for you. And trust me, once I was able to afford a mattress that was nice and comfortable, I understood what the benefits of something truly means. When you go out and buy a new car today, you don't just go out and buy a new car. You go out and buy something that's safe to get you from point A to point B so you can come home at night to be with your family. You want to buy a car which benefits your children, the safety of your children from getting to point A to point B. If you're in an accident, it's safe. The airbags deploy not only in the front but on the side and in the rear. So no matter where you get hit, those airbags are going to deploy and you're going to walk away from that accident. You see, you're buying the benefits. The car is just the product. The benefits is the safety of the car. So as we talk tonight, I want you to think about the benefits, how they far outweigh the cost, and how they are far above and beyond what the product truly is. Last week we talked about, let me move on up a couple slides here. This is from last week, and I just want to get over here to where we're at. Confidence. What keeps us from making sales? Low confidence. Confidence will kill you. Going in, your blood level is high, your blood pressure is high, you're excited, you walk in the door and you forget everything you're going to say and you flub everything up and you walk out the door because the guy's looking at you like, man, what in the world is this guy talking about? Low confidence will absolutely take you out of the game. Before I go on, I'm going to bring on a fellow that I spoke with today. He's from Florida. His name is Robert Schoolcraft, and I'm going to, give me 1 second here. I've got to find him. We've got a full house, and I've lost him. Robert. There he is. Let me put my earbuds in so I can hear him speak. Robert today absolutely touched my heart, not because of what we talked about, but because of his story of why, number one, he became a member of the Instant App Wizard family. And he also called because he couldn't figure out why he was selling. And the one thing that we all came to conclusion was confidence. So let me bring Robert on the call. Robert, can you hear me, my friend?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing that.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I sure can. Everybody, this is Robert Schoolcraft from Florida. What part of Florida are you from, Robert?
I'm from the Tampa Bay area.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes, it is.
Here I am, the big Dallas Cowboy fan, and we actually won a couple games in a row. I can't believe it. But, well, Robert, it's great to have you on board tonight. Robert, if you would, let's start off with, before we get into the sales part of this thing, could you just tell us why you came to Instant App Wizard? I know, just kind of share the story, if you would, that you shared with me today on the phone about your thoughts of our company and why you got involved and what it's done for you.
Well, I have to tell you, you folks have been absolutely amazing. Over the past 8 months to a year, I've talked with more than 50 different companies, the CEOs, the top-level people, and all in making apps. And it's something that I'm really interested in. But every one of them was about selling the apps. They were about making money for themselves, and very few of them offered any kind of help. The last one that I was working with, I was spending over $300 a month with them, and they didn't even know how to sell them. They were really nice people, but they said, well, you know, you can try this or you can try that. I mean, they didn't have anything in bold print. They didn't have anything that you could listen to or anything about how to sell the app. They had a lot of information on how to make an app, but they didn't have anything on how to sell it. And then I found you guys, and oh my God, my whole world is opening up. And like I said before, it's like my wife, she got breast cancer, I had heart attacks and everything else. And so over the past few years, totally lost my confidence, and you guys are so magnificent in helping me get it back and understand what I'm doing, get back to where I was. I mean, I just can't believe, like, talking to the support people like Mark, talking to Woodrow, talking to you. I am absolutely astounded at all the things that you have done to try to help me to learn to sell, to get my life back where it used to be. You know, my wife had a good job before she got ill. I had a business before I got ill, and this is like, oh my God, this is like a new life coming at me, and I just can't believe it how great you guys are. I don't even know what else to say. I just can't believe it. It's just like, wow, I found a way where I can get my life back, and that's what I'm working for.
Well, man, you don't know. You'll have to excuse me. I'm a little choked up, but there's one thing we do here, and I think it's something that we do very well, and that's care for those around us. And I know today you had called and you had told Woodrow that you was having trouble and you couldn't, things just wasn't clicking. And I think Woodrow actually told you that you probably just needed to quit. You just needed to give up. Just give the platform back and go find something else to do. And
I was getting mad. He was going to take it away from me. He said, well, apparently it's not for you. And and he was just yanking my chain.
But I tell you, did it open your eyes when someone is taking something away that you really need or that you really feel like you need in your life? Did that kind of open your eyes?
Yes, and it made me. It put me in the customer or the client seat, and so I better understood, about how to get my confidence back and how to reach the customer, because it's something that they need, and if you start taking it away from them, then they go, whoa, wait a minute. Because I did. I was like astounded. I couldn't believe he was doing that to me.
Well, and that's one thing we all need to understand is we have a product that everyone needs. They just don't know they need it until you present it to them. They don't understand the benefits of what we have. And one thing Robert was doing when he was walking in, he basically walked in, threw the app in their face, and said, do you want this? And if they said no, his confidence level was so low that he couldn't take the sale any further. And his confidence level was also so low that he couldn't even ask for the order. And after we spoke today and we talked a lot about confidence, we actually had probably about an hour-long session on the phone and where we discussed and talked about confidence and sales. And after we talked, did you feel like, Robert, that pretty much opened your eyes and gave you a direction where you needed to go?
Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what it meant to me. Now I feel like I can get out there, that I can sell, that I can get my life back. I feel like that more than ever before. It's like I know I'm getting the confidence back. You folks were just so absolutely amazing in pointing out the different things to me and the confidence level and how to get it back and the customers and how to think about them. It was just, there were so many things that you went into that I never even thought of, and I just can't tell you how wonderful it was. You folks, there's no business I've ever seen that are like you folks. I've worked with tons of businesses throughout my life, and I have never ever found anybody that's like you folks. I'm sitting here and I'm still stunned by it. I just can't believe it. It just totally amazed me.
Well, I appreciate it, and I really enjoyed your story today. There's one thing I know. Everybody out there needs something. And, Instant App Wizard isn't for everybody. You do have to go out and talk to people. You have to close deals. You have to make things happen. You have to be a go-getter. The other young lady that was going to be on tonight, I wish she could have been here, she's an amazing entrepreneur. She's a go-getter. She just, her energy, when I spoke to her on the phone, I mean, I could see the energy coming through the phone. And that's what you have to be. That's what you have to be able to go out and do what you have to do to be successful in sales. And once you build that confidence, and once you know that a no is not a no, and you're just going to move on because you're going to close deals and you're going to make things happen. I'm going to use Roger out in Arizona as an example. He goes out and beats the streets every day. He went out yesterday, and he texted me last night. He had talked to 23 people. Out of 23 people, he wrote 2 deals today. And so, that's staying on the game, and that's asking for the sales, and that's showing people the benefits of what we have. And Robert, I know without a question that you're going to be extremely successful, my friend.
Well, I want to add on one thing that you helped me understand today, and Woodrow helped me understand. And when you've been down and out, or if you've worked for somebody for a long time, sometimes it's hard to understand that you have given us so many different tools and so much help that this is our business. You can do anything that you want because it's your business. And I don't think I quite get that at first. I think that talking to you today, it finally hit home. It's really my business. I can do whatever I want. I can make it successful. I have the tools. I have everything I need. I can make. You can tell my confidence is going up.
Yeah, you're not the same man I spoke to on the phone earlier today. I better be careful. You'll be doing my Wednesday night trainings.
I'm so excited.
That's awesome, buddy. Well, I want to thank you for taking time tonight to speak to us, and I'm going to move on with the training here and share with these others what we talked about today. And Robert, if you ever need anything, buddy, and that goes for everybody on this call, we are here for you. I've said it a million times. Our motto is this: our success is your success, and your success is what makes our success. So we're here to make sure that you have everything you need. Robert, I want to thank you, and God bless, buddy. And man, anytime you need anything, shoot me an email, and I'll get back with you.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate your help more than you know. Thank you.
All right, buddy, and God bless, and you have a great evening.
You too. Thank you, sir.
That was Robert Schoolcraft, and let me tell you, what an amazing fellow that was, and he is a super guy, and had a wonderful time with him today on the phone. I want to read this, what Peter just wrote. It says, you have to be a giver of benefit before you can become a taker of sales. Buddy, I hope you don't mind if I use that sometime. That's very powerful. And, that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is being able to give. We're not just there to sell someone something. We're there to give them something. We're there to give them ourselves. We are there to immerse ourselves in their business so that they can do what they do and run their business and be successful. Well, let's move on here a little bit. Last week we talked about why we don't have confidence. We don't set priorities for meeting our first client. We say we're going to work at 8 and still at the office at 12. We're always putting something else first. We tell ourselves, I'll get to it tomorrow. What creates low confidence? Fear of failure. We are afraid to be rejected. We're afraid to hear the words no. We don't have any knowledge on our product, and most importantly, we don't understand the benefits of the product. How do we change low confidence? We get rid of the fear of failure. Rejection, it's going to happen. No's are going to happen. No is not a no. It just means you haven't answered all of their questions and shown the benefits of your product that fixes their needs. And I also talked about your family time. I think this is very important. I want to hit on this just one more time if I could. You can work yourself to death. I'm usually at my computer till 1 or 2 o'clock every single morning, either working on videos, producing slides for the next morning's recording time. Don't be like me. Family time is extremely important. There's one thing my wife and I do. We do it every weekend. Every Saturday, we go on a date. I've been married for 30, gosh, what year is this? 32? 32 years this year. Don't tell her I didn't know that. I've been married for 32 years this year. And every Saturday, we still go on a date. We make time for one another. If you don't make time for one another, you're going to burn yourselves out. Take time to go to your kids' ball games. One of our developers has 2 children that play Little League ball, and he coaches, and he's very involved. He makes time for that, and he's an amazing guy that still gets all of his work done, okay? Make time for your family, set your work hours, and make sure that you've got time for them. What are you in business for? You, your family, others? Do your goals reflect that? You have to gain knowledge on your product. I check the stats on our YouTube videos, our training videos all the time. A lot of our videos don't reflect that anybody is watching them. Every video is an integral piece of what you do. The training is there, the opportunity is there, but if you're not out there snagging every bit of knowledge that you possibly can, then you're going to have trouble. And with that trouble, you're going to have low sales because you don't know what you're talking about. And the toughest thing to do is go to someone, walk in, and start stumbling over yourself and not having a clue what you're talking about. Now we're going to get into our training for tonight, and it's finding a customer's needs and creating a solution to the problem. Every need of a customer is a problem. It's a roadblock. It's a big wall in between them being successful and failing. They have issues and problems that they can't overcome because they're not sure how to get there. They have to have someone give them direction. And I'll use Robert as an example. He needed some direction today, so he reached out and he got the direction that he needed. And I'm telling you, he touched my heart in a way that literally, Robert, I want you to know you changed my life today. Because it's extremely important that we understand as business owners, we own the business, as was just said, but as business owners, we're not just here to go out and make a ton of money. That will come. That will come. If you help enough people get what they need, they will help you get what you need. That will come. You have to go in with a compassionate heart, with a passion about what you want to do to help that person. And if you do that, they will see that. If they know that you're there to bring a solution to their problems, excuse me a second, I had to take that bud out of my ear. If they know that you're there to bring a solution to their problems, they're going to listen to you. But if you do not know what their needs are, if you don't know what the problems are, then it's going to be extremely hard for you to sell or share with. Okay, let's just take the sales completely out of it. You're there to share with them the benefits to help them get over the obstacles that are in their way. What are our customers' needs? When we go speak to our customers, what are their needs? Most of them just need more sales. Many of you are familiar with upsells. They need upsells. Did you know the most profitable things in these little, like, I'll give you a prime example. And I talked about the clothing store my wife shops at. Up by the counter, there is all kind of trinkets. I call them trinkets. It's earrings and necklaces and rings and all that junk that my wife buys every time we go in that store. That is some of the most profitable things in that store. That's why they put it by the counter, so that you'll stop and you'll look. But guess what they always have on there? Buy one, get two free. Buy a pair of jeans, get 50% off. There's always a bargain that goes with the trinkets. Why? Because they cost them absolutely nothing. They can give you 75% off and still probably make 1,000% profit. It's huge. Those are upsells, and they're always using that because that's where they're making a ton and a ton of money. A lot of customers don't know how to do that. A lot of customers don't realize that they've got a gold mine in those little trinkets, but they're not using them as an upsell. They're not using that special notice that they send out weekly to say, hey, come in and buy a pair of jeans and get 2 pair of earrings for free. So upsells. And we're not just there to sell mobile apps. We're there to find out what they're not doing. We're their marketing experts. We are their consultants to help them get to where they want to go. What do customers need? I'm telling you, today they all need marketing. I was watching a Geico commercial a while ago, and Hellsberg Diamonds is a huge jewelry store here. I don't know if it's nationwide or not. In that Geico commercial, the little Geico gecko was standing there. He was at a wedding. The pastor asked for the rings, and sure enough, what does the gecko say? Oh, Hillsberg diamonds. You know, what a great product, or whatever he said. But what I'm trying to get at is they've combined two companies into one commercial. Why did they do that? That was marketing genius, absolute marketing genius. If they're combining those commercials like that, that means someone has said, ting, if we combine our marketing budgets, think what we can do. See how powerful that is? Your customers need a marketing expert, okay? They need some marketing, and every one of them need more foot traffic. Now, let me define foot traffic. I use that term all the time. You can go into some stores, and there's people everywhere, but guess what they don't have? They don't have sales. It's great to have people walking around, but if people aren't buying anything, you might as well just shut the door and let everybody stand outside and look through the window. When I say more foot traffic, I'm talking about people that walk in with money in their pockets to spend, that know they're coming in there and they're getting that 50% off, or this Saturday come in and get one haircut for your child and get the other one at 50% off, or come in today and receive 25% off your oil change, or get a free set of wiper blades. Foot traffic means bringing people in that are going to spend money. And with our marketing platform, at the click of a button, we're able to offer that benefit of a huge marketing package so they can reach out and touch those customers. How do you find a customer's needs? I've been asked this question 100 times. Well, Kerry, how do I know what they need? How, if I sit there and talk to them and they don't say nothing and I don't know what to do and I blow the sale, I didn't know what they needed. How do I know that? Here's the answer. I hope you all have a pencil and piece of paper, and I want you to write this down. This is the most important word you will see tonight. Do I need to say more? Do I need to add anything to that word? If you don't ask, you will never, ever know. I ask people stuff all the time. If I want to know something, I ask. We bought my wife a new car about 3 weeks ago. I noticed that the body design changed. So I asked, who's designing your cars now? The company hired the designer from Audi because I noticed it had the Audi lights on the front. The company had hired the designer from Audi to come in and design their cars. And their cars are just totally different now that they've brought him in. Joel just says, and thank you, Joel, for that, if you never ask, this is so true, buddy. This is the truest statement I could say tonight. If you never ask, you will never get. That is so true. You have to ask what? Open-ended questions. Now, everybody on this call has been in sales of some kind, some way, somehow. You have to ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are questions that require a response. When I ask you a question and stop talking, that's the key here, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. When I ask you that question, wait for that response. An open-ended question requires a response. Questions that require a response. How is business? That's very simple. You should be asking that to every single person. Make that a habit. That's one of probably my biggest habits. I don't know if it's my best habit, but everybody I see, every time I walk into a door, I don't care where I'm at, the first thing I ask is, how's business? That requires a response, and the response that you get is going to be extremely powerful. Oh, it's okay. And listen to the way they respond to you, okay? If it's a, man, business is great, you know it's not good. Man, business is great. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something right. If that's the answer, then that's positive, okay? What do you attribute that to? Whether it's a, boy, that's great, or it's okay. What do you attribute that to? That requires a response. But there's a word here, and I didn't put it on here, okay? And it's a word that's very important in sales. You have to build rapport. You have to build rapport with that customer, okay? You have to get them to like you. You have to get them to believe you. You have to get them to understand that you're the professional, that you know what you're talking about, okay? That building of rapport is extremely important. How is your marketing plan going? Why would I even ask that question? Because I'm a marketing expert. I want to know, how's your marketing plan going? How much has your business grown in the last year? Most business owners want to talk about their business. Why do they want to talk about their business? It is their pride and joy. They've put everything they've got into it. They've taken all their 401ks. They've borrowed from everybody they know. They've built this business. They want it to succeed. Not one single person who has ever opened a business woke up the next day and said, wow, I sure hope this fails. Well, I wish this thing would just crash in because I never want to see it again. So ask the question. You're wanting to get to know that person. You want to understand his business. How much has your business grown in the last year? Well, not very much. Matter of fact, it's less today than it was when I opened the doors. I just don't know what's going on. What do you attribute that to? Where do you see your business in the next 6 months, 18 months? Now what are you doing? You're trying to see if he has any goals. You're trying to see if he is going where he wants to go. You're trying to see if you can help him get to where he needs to be. You're trying to see if maybe you need to help him set some goals. Where do you see your business in the next 6 months? What do you expect to do to get you there? Always open-ended questions. Always make sure you ask a question that requires a response. When you get off this call tonight, and everybody's open-ended questions are going to be different. You probably don't talk like I talk. I have a thing that I learned several years ago, many years ago actually, in Navy recruiting school. It's an old zigger, and it's obviously you have a reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what it is? That's kind of like saying, what do you attribute that to? Okay? If I'd have said, okay, guys, every time somebody says something, say, oh, obviously you have a reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what that is? You probably wouldn't say that. You probably wouldn't talk that way. Okay? So in Texas, it's what do you attribute that to? All right? It may be different in California. And actually, I think I saw Sherry on board. I lived in California for a while. I lived in Downey, California. There was a little place around the corner called the Green Burrito. I lived on Bellflower Boulevard, and we could walk to the Green Burrito from where I lived. They had absolutely the best burritos in Downey, California. I had a son that was born in Downey, California. But you have to ask those open-ended questions. This is my own little terminology, okay? This isn't, probably won't find this in a book somewhere. Do not vomit all over the conversation when your potential client is answering. What am I saying? We have a bad habit of this. Robert kind of laughed today, and he said, you know what? He said, every time somebody opens their mouth, I'm vomiting all over them. He said, you're right. Do not vomit all over the conversation when your potential client is answering. We have a bad habit. We like to talk. Why do we like to talk? Because we're salespeople, okay? Why do we like to talk? Because we like to hear ourselves realize that we know what we're talking about. When you ask a question, how is your business? Clam it up. Put your lips together, grit your teeth, Do not say a word. If you speak, the conversation's over. There's an old saying, and I know this is true. The first person to speak loses. Okay? So do not vomit all over the conversation when your potential client is answering. Okay? There's another old saying, it's called, you have diarrhea of the mouth. Okay? But I like do not vomit. A little bit better. A little cleaner, I think, maybe. But you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen when you need to listen. Speak when you're spoken to. The first person to speak after a question loses. Prepare your presentation in your mind based on the way he answers his questions. When that person, hey, Bob, how's your business going? It's not real good. The first thing I'm thinking in my mind is we need to bring him some business in. What do you attribute that to? Well, you know what? I think it's because of my location. I think I'm in the worst location in town. Well, let me ask you a question, Bob. Do you have a specials? Clam it. Don't say nothing else. No, absolutely not. I can't afford newspaper advertising. I can't afford to do those kind of things. You're listening to what he's saying. Now you're going to prepare your presentation in your mind based on the way he answers his questions. You're going to start putting the benefits with the things we have. Well, you know what? I used to have a good business till people started doubting what I do. Oh, really? What are you thinking in your mind? We need to get this guy's reputation rolling. I've got a great restaurant here, but man, nobody shares it with anybody. What are you thinking? Foursquare. I'd really love to have a sales program. I'd really love to have a program where I could run specials. Bam. Marketing platform. And you start preparing the benefits of the products you have for what you're going to talk about once you've built that rapport, once you understand the problems or the needs that this client has. Do not, write this down too. I told you to write down ask. Do not sell products. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe you do. Some of you may have done it. I can't remember the name of the vacuum cleaner. It was brown. My mother bought one. It was like $2,000 or something. But it was a big brown vacuum cleaner. I know there's a rainbow, but this wasn't a rainbow. This was another one. This was like the granddaddy of them all. And those people used to come to the door, and I've seen it 100 times. Kirby. Thank you, Roger. Kirby. And the Kirby guy came in, and the first thing they do is they throw the dirt on your floor, and you got to let them in because they're going to clean it up. He didn't sell you a vacuum cleaner. Even though he walked up to your door and he was the most annoying person in the world, he threw some dirt in your floor. He showed you how dirty your floor was and the benefits of what his product would do for your house. I'll never forget this. I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this guy, and he starts talking about allergies. And my mom's like bent over the table, and she's just got it tuned in, He goes, do you realize what the micro whatever in the floor does to allergies? Do you want your children playing on the floor with all those particles coming up? And he's on and on and on. And now I'm getting enamored by it, and I'm just a young fella. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, this guy's got it down. And sure enough, as I'm sitting here today, my mom sat there and wrote him a check for that $2,000, and this was years ago. I was just a little fella, for that vacuum cleaner. You could have bought a car for that. But she bought the benefits to make sure her children had a safe environment to play in, and a vacuum cleaner to make sure her house was absolutely spotless when her friends came over, and a vacuum cleaner that did all these special things with. She bought every attachment that went to that vacuum cleaner. I mean, you could have vacuumed the entire universe with this thing. But she didn't buy a vacuum cleaner. She bought the benefits. Do not sell product, sell benefits. Benefits fix the problems. A mobile app, if you walked in and this guy needs foot traffic, and you walk in and say, hey, I've got a mobile app here, you have brought him nothing. Absolutely nothing. What is built around that mobile app? What can that mobile app do to him? First off, the benefits of the mobile app is it allows people through the marketing of the mobile app, through QR code marketing, okay? And Roger does this in Arizona, Roger Panada. I think it's Pineda. I've been calling his name wrong for all this time, and he said Pineda the other day, so it's Roger Pineda, but kind of like potato. But Roger carries around a QR code in his shirt pocket. He's not selling a mobile app. He's selling a benefit of the mobile app, which is the QR code directing people into the mobile app so that they can sign up so you can build your marketing platform to have someone to market to. That's the benefit. The app is a way to bring people into his store. I can't remember who said it, but they call it their business card on steroids. Might have been Cynthia out in California. It's their business card on steroids. What a great analogy. Hey, I'm not going to give you a mobile app. I'm going to give you a business card on steroids. It's absolutely going to reach out and touch everybody, and they're going to be able to come in through this little QR code that's sitting here by your counter, and you're going to show them how to sign up for your store right here on the spot so that you can market to them every week, bring them those specials that you need to bring them back into your store so that they can spend money, okay? What a huge benefit. Business card on steroids. Benefits fix the problems. You don't need gas in your car if the tank is full. Now, I know that's kind of crazy sitting here right in the middle of this how to sell mobile app webinar. You don't need gas in your car if the tank is full. If the guy just told you that he's got a ton of foot traffic, don't sell him on foot traffic. He could care less. He just told you that I've got a ton of foot traffic. So what are you going to sell him on? The benefits of bringing them back again and again to spend money. Hey, Jim, I understand that you said you have a lot of traffic in your store. Do you have a lot of repeat business? Clam it up. Don't talk no more. Let him answer. Well, no, Kerry, you know, now that you said that, a lot of people just come in and look and I never see them again. How would you like to bring those people back time and time again using coupons, using text messaging, reaching out to their email? Oh, Kerry, I couldn't afford to do that. Now, what did he just tell you? He thinks your product's extremely expensive. And it may be. But you need to sell him how the benefits outweigh the cost. Okay? So don't sell him on something that he's already told you that he's good at. Okay? Don't do that. If I could show you how to, write this down. Make sure you write this down. Okay? This is what we call a trial close. All right? You always want to do trial closes, and we're going to talk about trial closes next week. But I just wanted to throw this in here at this point in time so you can understand it. Now, he just told you that he doesn't have the money to spend on advertising for specials. Okay? And I made a mental note of that, right? Because now we've built the rapport. We're through with our conversation. Robert, if I could show you how. to market on your budget, would you be interested? Don't talk. Don't say a word. Stop right there. You asked him a question. Allow him to answer. If I could show you how to increase your sales, would you be interested? If he says no, shake his hand and head out the door. Or you can use the old Ziggy. What about making more money concerns you? You know, I know that sounds kind of arrogant, but it is a question. If the guy just told you he wasn't making any money and you just told him that you have the solution to his problem and you could show him how to do exactly what he wants you to do, would he be interested? And he says no. Well, what is it about bringing more people into your store concerns you? Well, I just don't have the help. Why don't you have more help? Because I'm not making any money. If I could show you how to make more money so you could hire more help, so that you could grow your business to exactly where you wanted it to be in 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months, would you be interested? You see where I'm going? You just keep turning and turning and turning and turning with the open-ended questions. You throw the trial closes in there, okay, so that you see exactly what he really, really wants. So you start digging it out like a spoon in the middle of an ice cream gallon. You start digging it out of the middle, and it gets deeper and deeper. Then you have to start going back to the sides. Okay? Don't go in and say, hey, I've got a mobile app. Are you interested? He could care less. Okay? Don't walk in and start the conversation off. Hey, I've got a great marketing platform. I noticed you don't have a customer in the store. Would you like to talk about it? Absolutely not. Hit the bricks, dude. You know? Go in and share with them what you're doing and the benefits of what you have by asking those open-ended questions. This is my favorite Ziggy saying, and you guys all know I'm a big Zig fan. AAFTO. And that's one thing Robert and I were talking about today. He knew that he had the deal. He took it right up to that point, and he failed. And I hate to use that word failed, but if you didn't get out of what you went in there for, that was a failure. Now, not making the sale right then is not always the failure, but not doing the AAFTO is always a failure. If you don't do this, you'll never make it. I hate to say that, but if you don't make this happen right here, I don't care if you're giving them away. You'll never give them away. What is AAFTO? Always ask for the order. Ask, ask, and ask. If you don't ask, you're never going to get it. You have to ask for the order. You have to know where you're going. And always remember, the hardest door to open is the car door. Until each one of you here and all those salesmen across the world make a firm decision in your mind that this is your business, you control it, you own it, and the only person that's going to make it successful is you, because you have to get up and make it happen. Until that happens, nothing happens. AAFTO, always ask for the order. Before we finish, and that's the end of our sales training this week, next week we're going to talk about what did I say I was going to talk about? I done lost my train of thought here. Does anybody remember? Trial closes. We're going to talk about trial closes. I shared with you, each and every one of you, there you go, thank you, Robert. I shared with you several months ago, maybe a couple of months ago, I can't remember when, about taking your YouTubes, and thank you, Tom, buddy, taking your YouTubes, SEOing them for your specific spot. One of our resellers in California, he's actually in San Diego, and I'm very impressed. San Diego's a big place. I love San Diego. Went to boot camp in San Diego. Have visited San Diego a few times. But it's a great, great place. And he went out and he SEO'd, took one of our YouTubes, and he SEO'd one of the YouTubes for his own company. And he is now on the first page of Google in San Diego. So maybe we'll do training on that here in the next few weeks. I want to continue with our sales training, and I'll try to throw that in. How to SEO those for your specific area. Very, very important. That YouTube video on page 1 is as important as any of these websites right here. Okay? As important as any of these websites. Actually, I'll look at a YouTube video personally, okay, before I will look at a website, because I like watching videos. That's what I do. And I like seeing what everybody else is doing. So he has taken, and he's got another one. Let me find it real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. He's got another one that he did that's on page 2. It's, let me get his. I'm going to show you this real quick. Okay. Let's see, that's San Diego Apps. This is San Diego App Developer. Let's see here. I believe it was on page 2 when I looked earlier. Yeah, right there. He's worked this one up to page 2. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. So get out there and work on you some videos. It's very easy to do. YouTube is very easy to use. And take some of our videos, some of our unbranded videos, and make them your own and use them to get the word out there about your company. But excellent, excellent, excellent job on that. And that was Randy Zach, and I appreciate him sharing that with me. Okay, we got just a few minutes left. Let's if we have some questions here. That's right. Ray Smith says this, and Ray, I love talking to Ray. We get to spend some time on the phone every now and then when we both have some time. And Ray has been around the world a few times. We know a lot of the same people. Been with a few of the same organizations. After each objection is answered, okay, and taken care of, ask for the order. Ask for the order 7 times if possible. Always ask for the order. Anybody else? You know, it's funny. I was talking about that vacuum cleaner a while ago, how many people pop back with Kirby. Sherry, it's good to see you tonight. I've really enjoyed speaking to your friend out there in California with you. I thank you so much for sharing my number with her. She is a delightful person. You guys are a great match for each other. I can see why you become good friends. Anybody else have any questions? Oh, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. All right, folks, thank you so much. Robert Schoolcraft, thank you. God bless, my friend. You were a joy today. You truly touched my heart, and I know your story has touched many on here. Roger, good to see you. Roger went out today and talked to a company with about 50 franchises tearing it up out there in Arizona. We have so many of you that are doing so well. If any of you would like to come on the call, just email me. I'd love to talk to you. And I know that your knowledge and the things you have to share would be a great influence to others out here. With helping each other in this whole process is what it's all about. Okay, folks, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Just don't forget, we will not have a call December 26th. Next week we'll be on at 8 o'clock, and then we'll skip a week, and then we'll come right back. God bless. Everyone have an absolute wonderful evening, and I'll see you next Wednesday. I see a Cassidy Claiborne. Is that your daughter, Sherry?